The Edge at 11 starts now.
Well, tonight on The Edge, an awful day on Wall Street. The Dow dropping nearly 1,700 points.
It comes after President Trump announced sweeping tariffs on nearly all U.S. trading partners. Speaking today, the president remained confident in his plan.
I think it's going very well. We're up almost to $7 trillion of investment coming into our country, and you'll see how it's going to turn out. Our country's going to boom.
Reaction has been swift. China accused the U.S. of bullying, while the European Union promised countermeasures. The president says the tariffs ranging from 10 to 49% will draw factories and jobs back to our country. Global leaders now fearful of a trade war and a worldwide recession.
Let's be clear-eyed about the immense consequences. The global economy will massively suffer.
The president's actions will reverberate here in Canada and across the world. They are all unjustified, unwarranted, and in our judgment, misguided.
Experts say Europe could expand the trade war by targeting big tech, including attacks on companies like Google, Apple, Meta, and Microsoft.
Well, inflation already has the U.S. or us paying more, higher prices for food. And now there's fear that the new tariffs will cost us even more.
Yeah, Fox's Sharon Crowley tells us what the move could mean for us at the grocery store.
Grocery shoppers at the Morton Williams supermarket on the Upper East Side telling me President Trump's sweeping tariffs are top of mind.
Are you worried tariffs are going to impact the price?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to help.
Shipper Shaw is not just concerned about the cost of her food, but how tariffs will impact her business. Her company supplies other stores with spices from India.
We are really worried because a lot of items are in transit in the water, a lot of items are in production, and a lot of items are already pre-sold in the pre-tariff prices. So that dramatically adds a lot of stress to us.
It's a little too early to tell how the tariffs are going to affect the price of your grocery bill at the supermarket, but there's one thing certain: perishable items, well, things like avocados and pineapples and bananas, those are things that are imported and are likely to go up in price first.
I think prices on all of those things that we import are going to be going up, at least for the very foreseeable future. Again, I can't say how much, but I would expect fairly substantially.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture reports the U.S. imports more food products than it exports, like avocados and tomatoes from Mexico, bananas from Costa Rica, and coffee from Colombia. A lot of what we eat comes from somewhere else. It means those taxes on foreign imports could eventually be passed on to the consumer. One of the first places you're likely to notice higher prices is the grocery store. On the Upper East Side, Sharon Crowley, Fox News.
Dearborn Heights' lack of fixing the flooding in the Ecorse River. This happens almost every year.
The overnight storms lead to flooding a Dearborn Heights neighborhood, and residents say they are sick of this familiar sight. Now, the flooding routinely stems from the overflow of the Ecorse Creek.
And the problem is residents say they've been promised fixes to take care of this problem, but it appears there's no easy solution. Let's go live to Fox News' Jessica Dupnack. She has more on the damage to people's homes, and just looking at the pictures, you can imagine the frustration. Just awful.
Yeah, Rup and Taryn, it just keeps getting more and more sad every door we knock on. It's one story's worse than the next. Just talked to a young woman. Take a look at this trash pile, probably the biggest we've seen. This is somebody's whole life. I mean, think about that. A young woman and her brother live in the basement at this home off Hanover Street. That's off Telegraph near Van Born. They said they were actually sleeping when the floodwaters came in, and now all of this is destroyed. Now, the road is clear and back open right now, but the damage left behind, it's still there. Take a listen.
Look at my basement. Look at this. If I move this, water comes out.
Natalie Farah flagged us down off Hanover Street, showed us this.
Get rid of all the baseboards at 5 o'clock in the morning. Thank God I had very sweet neighbors to help me.
Fans and pumps and humidifiers isn't her first rodeo.
Every single time it rains, my heart starts skipping.
The hand-me-down she inherited from her parents who passed. Her dad redid the basement before he did.
Now I'm ripping it all up just to do it all over again.
Moving out of Dearborn Heights is not an option. There are memories here. The Prestons' memories now at the curb.
This is the third time in 2.5 years.
Is this the worst?
Yes, by far.
Said when they signed their papers to close on this house, they were misled. They felt that gut punch Wednesday night.
I went downstairs and I heard water, and just water was rushing through my back door.
It's been going on for decades. The Ecorse Creek in South Dearborn Heights overflows onto the streets and into homes.
If you're going to keep raising my taxes every year, let's fix the problem.
Mayors and council members alike promise solutions to those on Hanover and Courier Streets.
It is very upsetting, you know, when even one time is too many.
Mayor Bill Bozzi surveying the damage all day Thursday. We asked him, what's the fix? It's not a short answer. He says Wayne County is actively working on flood mitigation upstream. It includes clearing a jam in the creek, along with the Army Corps of Engineers working on a retention basin. End of the day, though, these homes are in a flood zone.
I mean, this area, they shouldn't have built homes in this area, but they did back in the 60s, and now we have to fix it.
Mayor Bozzi also mentioned money from FEMA. That would be getting money from the federal government to actually buy homes from people that are willing to sell. Those homes would then be leveled. That would help with the runoff issue. But that's not FEMA money that's promised. We know working with the federal government can take time. They said they're actively pursuing those funds as well as those other options. But again, we know more rain's coming. You got to feel for these people out here. Reporting live in Dearborn. Back on the edge.
Yeah, just unbelievable. I'm hearing you loud and clear. You're saying there's a couple different levels here. FEMA needs to figure something out, but also there's that jam in the creek. Is that a federal issue? Is that a state issue? And is that really the root of the problem that could take care of this and prevent it from happening again?
That specific issue sounds like a Wayne County issue. The county was actually given money to handle the creek, that dam that you mentioned upstream, but it's not filtered or trickled down to Dearborn Heights, the fix there. Now, this isn't the only area that floods along the creek. Other cities are affected. Just this fix for the Dearborn Heights residents hasn't been remedied yet.
Yeah, you got a feel for that woman that you interviewed talking about her dad who fixed that basement for her. Your heart goes out to them, and you hope they can clean up and move forward here. Jessica Dupnack for us live tonight on The Edge. Thank you.
Fascinating. It happens a couple times a year. Now, this is extreme for right now.
Parts of Clinton Township covered by water earlier today after heavy rains led to flooding from the Clinton River. The Fern Hill Golf Club was left underwater along with several cars.
Well, looks like we are drying up for now, but you know what? Our temperatures will get consistently lower every day.
And that's very strange for this time of the year, Rich, but pretty decent, though, for Tigers, right?
Yes, the weather's going to be good for baseball tomorrow afternoon. Notice these steady rains along the Ohio River down to our south, and there's going to be this developing flooding situation along the Mississippi River and the Ohio River over the next few days. For us, it's quiet. We do have the clouds. Let me show you the Clinton River up near Mount Clemens. Current reading almost at 16 feet. So it is going to crest in the next few hours and then start to fall tomorrow. But that part of the Clinton River is a spot that floods once, twice, 3 times every year. Here's that bullseye for heavy rain from Arkansas all the way up into Ohio right through the weekend. There are the 2 spots that we have the floods for Rouge River and for Clinton River. But again, those levels should start falling. 65 today. It was a beautiful afternoon. Breezy, yes, but beautiful. It is cooler off to our north and west. The breeze has diminished. Take a look at the cold spot. Sault Ste. Marie 34. We're still at 48. Watch this old boundary down to our south. It does get activated a couple times in the next 48 hours. Thankfully, that heavy rain threat is going to be south of us. A bit cooler tonight, down to 40 degrees. Tomorrow, 54. Clouds for the game, but the showers wait until the mid to late evening hours, and then it is going to be wet at times here Saturday. And there it is. Colder numbers for early next week. How about a full check at 4 a.m.?
All right, thanks, Rich. Well, a home downriver just leveled by a deadly explosion.
Sky Fox showing us the scope of the blast in Southgate with debris scattered along Edison Street. One man in critical condition tonight after he was thrown from the home this morning. His wife died at the hospital shortly after the blast. Investigators are looking into what caused the house to blow up. DT denies their gas line or equipment played a role.
Me up, like I think it was around like 5:30. Obviously it's like tragic, it's sad, and like I feel bad for the family that lives in that house.
This type of incident affects a lot of people. There's a lot of family members that are at the hospital right now. They lost a loved one.
The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, or the ATF as it's known, they're taking the lead on the investigation. We're told the cleanup could take days.
Whippets, open booze, and weed. That's what state police found in an at-fault vehicle from a crash on I-94 that closed the eastbound lanes of the freeway at 10 Mile for most of the day. According to investigators, the 21-year-old driver of the Chrysler merged onto the freeway at a high rate of speed and then tried to squeeze between two vehicles. The driver ended up crashing into a semi and another car. That semi leaked large amounts of oil across the roadway, adding to that cleanup time. The driver of the Chrysler and the passenger were treated at the hospital for their injuries. No one else was hurt. Investigators got a search warrant for a blood draw on the driver. That state police now tell us the driver might have been involved in a hit-and-run crash earlier in the day as well.